certain date in the past. All right, so we know how to make simple past of regular verbs and irregular verbs that we have to memorize, okay? We will pay attention to the spelling and describe the spelling rules later. Now, let's try to work with our grammar. Read more about Basho. It's exercise 1 in your focused practice section. Read more about Basho. Underline all the verbs in the simple past. Then complete the timeline on the left. Okay, what I want you to do is to fill out this chart before you complete the timeline, okay? Together. To fill out this chart. And fill out like this. Write at least 3 verbs which are regular and 3 verbs which are irregular, okay? And 3 verbs which are irregular. Find in the text and write it down for me, okay? Wow. Oh, Lisa. Wake up, dear. Okay. You have the chart. I can give you separate. Okay? Yes, I can give you separate. You read the text, yes? And you fill out the verbs. Regular and irregular. Only one color, Lisa. Regular and irregular. Okay? Regular and irregular. Everything you find here, okay? All right, I will give you separate ones, okay? Yes. Well, regular verbs. No, this is not mine. This is yours. Regular. Because I gave you mine. Regular and irregular, okay? Read it and fill out. Well, let us find at least 3 regular and 3 irregular. Okay, you find and write down. Okay, as soon as you're done with this list, you have 3 more, maybe you will find. Yeah, and you have to do this timeline. Okay? Okay. All right. So the list and the timeline. Or you don't have to write the whole sentence, you just fill out the verbs. Whatever verbs you find here, you put them in the column, okay? Yeah. It's okay, leave it, it doesn't matter, it's yours. You just fill out, yes. Okay. You can tell her, yeah? We can work together, yes, it's better. You can tell her the verb and she will write. All right, that's okay. Sujit, you find the verb and say where to write it. Well, do you have here? Died. Is it negative? Do you have did here? Do you have didn't? It's just died. Yes. It's not negative. Yeah? It's just, it goes where? To regular or irregular? It goes to regular because you have E, E, D. Yes. 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 Okay. Yes, we have left here, so you don't have to write it the second time. Look for next one. Okay. Okay, you just fill in the first column and that's it. Okay. Somebody's making negatives. That's nice. Okay. Now, all right. You have 3 at least, yes? Okay. And what about irregular 3? Okay. Can you find irregular 3 without ed? Was, exactly. Write it here. Yes, good. What else did you find? Went, yes, good. Went, yes. What else? Without ed, irregular. Found, yes, exactly. Found. Oh, these are your 3 verbs. Okay, let us see what verbs you have found. Okay. Let's begin with regular verbs, okay? All right, regular verbs. Tiffany, read out regular verbs that you found in the text.
Stay, published, died.
Stayed, published, died. Exactly, that's right. Do you have any others from regular, Chance?
Planted,
Uh-huh.
judged, moved.
Moved. All right. What about any more?
No.
No. Okay. What about irregular verbs? What irregular verbs do you have, Lynn?
Irregular.
Uh-huh.
Grow.
Grew. Grew.
Grew.
Uh-huh. What else?
Wrote. Left. Paused. Taught. Built. Became.
Okay.
Began.
Began.
Got.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you have more than. Anybody else has some other verbs? Or she mentioned all the verbs. She did. Okay, thank you. That's nice. So you can identify, yes, and tell the difference between a regular and an irregular verb. Now, what about the timeline? Let us read the timeline of Basho's life. Okay, the beginning is given, yeah? 1644, Basho was born. 1656, when he was 16 years old. Well, not 16 actually, well, at least. Basho's father died. Yes, Basho's father died. Okay, what happened in 1664? Maria, 1664.
Turu died suddenly.
Published some
No,
poems.
they published some poems.
He published some poems. Okay, in 1666, Tiffany.
1666.
Basho
His Toto died suddenly.
Yes. Toto died suddenly, and what happened? What else happened?
Basho
Basho
left
left.
the area.
Left the area. Okay. What about the students when they built the Basho hut?
1681.
1681.
81.
Okay, what happened in 1683?
His mother died.
Basho's mother died.
Mother died. What happened in 1684, Chance?
He began his travels.
He began his travels. Okay. Basho traveled to northern Honshu. When did he do that? Lin?
1689.
89. Okay. Basho locked his gate to visitors. When did he do that to it?
1693.
93. And what happened in 1694, Chance?
He died.
He died. All right. These are important dates in Basho's life. Did you have any important events in your life? Okay, I can tell you one of the... Yes, of course we did. Yes, it's a good question. Everybody did. Okay, I can tell you about my event. I came to the USA in 2010, so this is one of the most important events in my life. What about you? Huh? Use simple past in your answers. Okay, Maria wants to say. She's looking at me eagerly.
I got a
Uh-huh,
lot,
please.
but the first
Uh-huh.
one, when
All
my
right.
first daughter born,
My first daughter.
was born in 1996.
Perfect. Chance, what about you?
That was the year I was born.
Oh, the most important event. Okay. Any other important event besides coming to this world? Hmm?
Probably I moved to Florida from North Carolina. So
In,
it's probably 2007.
yeah, you have to say when.
Oh.
In simple past, you have to say when. What about you?
Okay. In fall of 2004, I started high school.
Studied.
Started high school.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay, all right. Lynn, what about you?
I moved to Florida in 2009.
Okay, huh. A year more than me. Okay. Lisa?
I came to United States 2014.
Okay. And do it.
I came to America.
Wow. You see, practically for everybody, the coming here, yeah, is the most important event in life. All right, that's good. Okay, turn the page. And we are going to work with another poet. Get acquainted with another poet. Now, this time, it's an American poet, Emily Dickinson. Please complete the biography of Emily Dickinson and use the verbs in simple past, okay? Use the verbs in simple past. And we can do it right away. Chance, begin.
Emily Dickinson, one of the most famous American poets, lived from 1830 to 1886. Her favorite topics were nature, time, and human emotion.
Lisa, go on.
Dixon led an unusual life. During the 1860s, she became a recluse. She almost never left her house in
Amherst.
Amherst.
Okay. Tiffany, go on.
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
And she only wore white.
Yes, wore white. Okay, Tiffany.
Dickinson allowed very few people to visit her, but she had a lot of friends and she wrote them many letters.
Oh, good. So you identified regular and irregular and you used them correctly. Okay, I have a portrait. This is Emily Dickinson. You see, such a beautiful young lady is wearing white. Can you believe that such a woman became a recluse, well, she stayed in her house and never left her house.
Well, to be fair, it was a big house.
Well, yeah, and it wasn't a big house, maybe, yeah?
It was.
So, what do you think, why she did that?
Probably had a phobia.
Oh, she was okay before, but at some moment in her life, she became this recluse and never left
Maybe she wanted to focus on writing.
on writing. I think there's something happened in her life that made her stay. Okay. All right. I brought a poem of Emily Dickinson for you. Yes, A Day. A Day. And I want you to read this poem together with me and to enjoy it. Okay? This is mine and this is yours. I will read it for you first, okay? And you will listen. And you will listen.
She's in my
Yes. And then we will discuss. A day. I'll tell you how the sun rose, a ribbon at a time. The steeples swam in amethyst, the news like squirrels ran. The hills untied their bonnets, the babblings began. Then I said softly to myself, that must have been the sun. But how he said, I know not. There seemed a purple stile, which little yellow boys and girls were climbing all the while. Till when they reached the other side, a dominie in grey put gently up the evening bars and led the flock away. Well, a beautiful poem, very nice size. But the first thing I would like you to do is to make sure you understand all the words here. Okay? Look please at the first poem. A ribbon at a time. What is a ribbon? Do you know the word in English, Lisa? A ribbon?
No.
No. Do you, James?
It's a little piece of fabric. It depends. It's like you tie your hair with it, or you wrap presents with
Yes.
it.
It's a kind of decorations women or girls sometimes use in their hair. And not only, you wrap a present with a ribbon, yeah? Okay. A ribbon at a time. The steeples swam in amethyst. What are steeples? Well, anybody knows? Yeah. Towers, church towers with a spire. Yes? A very sharp and very high, long thing. And these church towers with a spire is called a steeple. You have the explanation of some words at the back here, steeples. Okay. The hills untied their bonnets. 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 Well, a hat with ribbons. Do you remember? Well, do you imagine this time when the woman lived? Women were wearing bonnets and tied them with the ribbons here, yes? And how did nature woke up? Everything woke up, yes? And the hills, they did what? Untied their bonnets, yes? Untied their bonnets. They woke up. The bobolinks are birds, which sing beautifully in up north there. Okay, let's calm down. But how he said, I know not. There seemed a purple stile. Anybody knows what stile means? I in the middle. A purple stile. It's a kind of a staircase, arrangement of steps. Yeah, a purple stile. All right, and the last one, till when they reached the other side, a dominie in grey. Well, they called a school teacher a dominie, maybe at that time. See? I have printed out a picture of a sunset of Massachusetts for you. And if you look at that picture, you can see this style, you see? Like steps, yeah? And look, they remind steps, yeah? And these are boys and girls in red. So what are boys and girls in red? In yellow, sorry. These are actually clouds, yeah? Well, lighted or lit by the sun rays, yeah? And they are yellow boys and girls in the poem. Okay, and now, look please at the poem and tell me what color names does the poet use in the poem? What colors does she use? You have to go.
Yellow.
Okay. Yellow, yes. Purple. What else?
Gray.
Gray. Okay, you come.
Amethyst.
Amethyst. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. She has to go. Amethyst. Yes. All right. What color is amethyst, Chance?
Kind of purple.
Yeah, light purple, something bluish, yeah, a little bit, kind of violet, amethyst. This is stone amethyst,
Yeah.
yes? And this color. Okay, what do you think? How do you understand that? The steeples swam in amethyst. What did she mean? The steeples swam in amethyst. How you can swim in a stone? Or swim in a stone, or can you swim in a color? What did she imagine, or what did she describe? Swam in amethyst. Steeples, you remember? Well, these towers, church towers, they swam in amethyst. What did she mean by that?
Sometimes mixed.
Mixed. Well, these churches, spires, were with the sky on the background, as the background, yes? What color was the sky? What color was the sky here? Amethyst, yes. So she saw these steeples with the amethyst sky at the background. Well, that's why they swam. They swam. It's because there was mist, there was haze, it was not clear, it was sunset, yes? And it kind of blurred, and they swam. Okay. The hills untied their bonnets, yes? The bobolinks began. Okay, one more thing for you. Okay, look, there seemed a purple stile which little yellow boys and girls were climbing all the while. So these small clouds, yellow, were climbing this stile that I showed you, yes? Were climbing this stile till when they reached the other side, a dominie in grey put gently up the evening bars and led the flock away. Who is this dominie in grey?
Nightfall.
Night, yes. It's in grey because it's not dark yet, because you can still see something, it's greyish. And led the flock away. And who is this flock? These all yellow girls and boys. How beautiful it is. All right. Do you feel anything about it? How do you feel about that poem? Does it remind you anything? Huh? As for me, I just feel some peacefulness, yeah? About the sunrise and about the sunset. Would you like to say something, Lynn? Any feelings? Does it arise any feelings in you? Rose?
Just a beautiful
Beautiful scenes. Yes, if you look attentively, you can imagine. All right. Your homework for the next class, and you, my dear, will email me.
All right.
All right? And you will bring, make up your own poem. You can try.
This is a pastime of mine.
Oh, really? That's perfect. Okay, you do not have to rhyme, yeah? But, you see, Basho did not rhyme, but he made beautiful things. I have one more mystery for you. If you look at this poem, A Day, there is a mistake on error. It is in the second one. No. Yes, in the second. Look. The hills untied their bonnets, the babblings began. Then I said softly to myself, that must have been the sun. The poet made a grammar error in these 4 lines. Can you identify the error? Where grammar is not correct.
It changes tense. The first line is past and the rest of it is present.
Where is past?
Untied.
Untied. Okay. And where is the error?
Well, it switches from past to present.
Oh, where is present?
The babbling's begun.
Begun. Well, is begun present?
It is begun, began. And then I said so.
Okay.
Okay, never mind. I
Okay.
confused myself.
All
Sorry.
right. That's okay, that's okay. Wow, there's something with these verbs, yeah? What exactly is it? Okay, give me a base form of this verb, chance. Base form.
Untied?
Begin.
Present.
Untied.
No, the second verb.
Began?
Begin.
Base form.
Begin.
Begin. Base form is begin.
Began.
What is past?
Begun.
What is past?
Began.
Began. Okay, began. And this is participle, yes? Participle, begun. Begun. Actually, V3. This is V, this is V2, past, this is V3. Okay. So, which form should she use in the past? Began. Yes? But she used begun. Why did she do that? Huh?
She's trying to get.
Oh, she knows grammar. Yes, she's an educated woman. She knows grammar. Why did she do that?
She is
Huh?
especially woman.
Attention? Okay. Do you have an idea why? Did she use it?
No.
Lynn? Okay. It's in sound. Listen again. The hills untied their bonnets. Okay. Yeah. The hills untied their bonnets. The babblings begun. Then I said softly to myself, that must have been the sun.
Oh, so it would rhyme with sun.
Yes. It's for the rhyme. Yes. Sometimes poets do this. They just rhyme. It's understandable, yeah? You know that what begun and began is just one verb. But for the rhyme you do this. Okay. I do not encourage you to make your grammar errors. So I encourage you to write correctly. And I would like you to follow this editing checklist when you write your poem. Please, editing checklist. When you write your poem, check that everything is correct, okay? So you have to use simple past in your poem, yes? And you have to spell regular past verbs correctly, and you have to use the correct form of irregular verbs. All right. Okay, so and to summarize the lesson, how can you answer the question? How do we describe actions that happened in the past? What form of verbs do we use, Lynn?
Past.
Simple past. Okay, simple past. Okay, now you have all the verbs in simple past. You have all the verbs in simple past. Okay? You're going to read the lines and you're going to identify the odd word. Read after me. liked,
Liked.
locked,
Locked.
lived,
Lived.
asked,
Asked.
hopped,
Hopped.
looked,
Looked.
which is the odd word here in the line. Which word does not belong here? Which word stands out? Which word is extra? Okay. Are they all in the past? Are they? Are they all past? Simple past? Yes. Are they all regular or irregular? All regular. There must be something that makes one word extra. It's in sound. It's in reading. Okay, let's read together once again. Maybe you will hear liked,
Liked.
locked,
Locked.
locked,
Knocked.
lived,
Lived.
asked,
Asked.
hopped,
Hopped.
looked.
Looked.
Which is extra?
Lived.
Lived. Why lived is extra?
Is pronounced different.
Pronunciation is different. Pronunciation of what is different? Pronunciation of what is different? What element is different?
ED.
ED is, how do we read ED in lived? We read it D. D. Instead of, in all other cases, T. Okay. This is the rule that I want you to remember once and for good. Okay? How you read this ED endings. Okay, we read lived. Why do we read lived? Listen.
Why do we live?
Read D. Ending ed, we read D.
Because English is confusing.
English is confusing. Exactly, it's
Sorry.
crazy. Yeah, well, exactly. It's different. We read T, we read D, and sometimes we read ed.
But I like it.
Okay, why do we read D, Lisa? In what case we read D?
With voice
After
and consonant. After voice
voiced
and consonant.
Consonants
And
and vowels. For example, died. Yeah?
Yeah.
Lived. You have voice. Okay? But asked, it's voiceless and you read T. All right. Okay. Line 2. Lived. 3, 4.
Lived.
Enjoyed.
Enjoyed.
Believed.
Believed.
Decided.
Decided.
Died.
Died.
Traveled.
Traveled.
What is extra?
Decide.
Decided is extra. Okay, why is decided extra? Chance. So you lived, enjoyed, believed, decided, died, traveled.
Because it's pronounced id.
Id. Why? Why do we say id?
It comes after a d.
D sound. You cannot say decided, yeah? You have to put in a vowel, decide, did. After d or t, you say, pronounce id. Okay, and the last one, chose,
Chose.
thought.